Sheriff Todd, Baxter, employees of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. District Attorney Sandra, Doorley, employees of the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. Alex Renzi, New York State Supreme Court. Public Defender Julie Sianka, Assistant Public Defender Mark Phillips. My name is Chris Chichester. I live in Rochester, New York. I have been an innocent man in jail 6 times. Monroe County Jail, Rochester, New York. And Livingston County Jail, Geneseo, New York. And all 6 times the prosecutor's not talked in court. Because I'm convicted on paper by lies. The prosecutor doesn't talk in court, has an identity that you periodicals Mark Monahan, Elizabeth Buckley, Michelle Crowley at the district attorney's office know. The prosecutor doesn't talk in court, has an identity that you $140,000 public defender Julie Sianka and you $87,000 assistant public defender Mark Phillips know. Who is it? This document is dated February 24th, 2024, that I'm going to read. That will arrive at the Sheriff's Office, District Attorney's Office, Alex Renzi in New York State Supreme Court, and Trinity Ross, United States Attorney for the West District of New York, on February 28th. This is the Super Saver for Federal Express. As I communicate with you with the official finger of Brooklyn, New York. A reason you behave like freaks and psychopaths and sociopaths at the Sheriff's Office, the District Attorney's Office. You spend your whole miserable, sick, disgusting lives in Monroe County. You don't know anything about your own state at the District Attorney's Office, the Sheriff's Office. Because I demand the length of service in the Sheriff's Office and District Attorney's Office is one super life after another. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. There's a reason why. You have a demented and perverted view of life and humanity. Because all you know is Monroe County. So, this is coming to via Federal Express to the District Attorney's Office. And this is why the District Attorney of Monroe County, that calls herself Sandra Doorley, doesn't know if she's a Democrat or Republican, is corrupt. When I appear in a courtroom, I have a taxpayer-subsidized public employee responsible for delivering me to jail in total silence. And who is it? So, February 24, 2024. Todd, Baxter, Sheriff, 130 South Plymouth Avenue, Rochester, New York, 14614. Sandra Doorley, District Attorney, 47 South Fitzhugh, Rochester, New York, 14604. Attached PDF is Freedom of Information Law document dated February 24, 2024, with this language. Quote, the documentation for the case of Christopher Charges will Paul John P. Lomenzo Jr. Pemptown Court was named the prosecutor, District Attorney Sandra Doorley. Documentation for the case of Christopher Charges will Paul C. Meltzer in Pemptown Court was named the prosecutor, District Attorney Sandra Doorley. Documentation for the case of Christopher Charges for Alex Renzi in New York State Supreme Court was named the prosecutor, District Attorney Sandra Doorley. Mail the names of these fanatical prosecutors that delivered me to Monroe County Jail, Rochester, New York, Livingston County Jail, Geneseo, New York, 6 times without warning, one word in court. What's not to understand? Who is it? I will continue to use the Freedom of Information Law until you two party switching freaks achieve compliance. The law is a joke to you. Resign. Christopher Charges, 130 North Winton Avenue, Box 03183, Rochester, New York. Copy 2, Trinity Ross, Julie Sianka, Alex Renzi, Jamie Belliard, Paul C. Metzer. Julie Sianka is going to send us back to me. So these 3 bullet points here for the prosecutors to silence. Documentation for the case of Christopher Charges for John P. Lomenzo Jr. Pemptown Court. What is the name of the prosecutor? District Attorney Sandra Doorley. It's the payroll for the District Attorney's Office. The freaking sociopath is right here. Periodicals Mark Monahan, Elizabeth Buck, Michelle Crowley, Judy Sianka, Mark Phillips. Who is it? Documentation for the case of Christopher Charges for Paul C. Metz from Pemptown Court. What is the name of the prosecutor? District Attorney Sandra Doorley. This boy, who I know what he looks like in his 3-piece suit, is right here. This is the payroll for the District Attorney's Office. You periodicals Mark Monahan, Elizabeth Buck, Michelle Crowley, Judy Sianka, Mark Phillips all know. Who is it? Documentation for the case of Christopher Charges for Alex Renzi, New York State Supreme Court. What is the name of the prosecutor? District Attorney Sandra Doorley. Again, the payroll for the District Attorney's Office. You periodicals Mark Monahan, Elizabeth Buckley, Michelle Crowley, Judy Sianka, Mark Phillips all know. Who is it? You refuse to tell me who it is because you're corrupt. That's why. Because you're pornography at the Sheriff's Office and District Attorney's Office. So, the pornography of this sheriff, this is when I was demanding his payroll, a significant time ago. I think this is 4 years ago. Refused. I have a stack of envelopes behind me from Sheriff Todd Baxter, there could be 30 in there. Well, I'm using registered mail return receipt, and he's sending them back to me because I'm demanding to know, using the Freedom of Information Law, if he settled a sexual harassment lawsuit with tax dollars. I don't call sexual harassment in the fall. I'll say employment-related discrimination lawsuits, which you attorneys, whose names I've already used, should know that Title VII governs sexual harassment. And since you're animals at the Sheriff's Office and District Attorney's Office, I'm absolutely convinced that you're engaged in what's commonly called sexual harassment. I'm talking about that for 4 years. 4 years I haven't received an answer. So, in this document dated February 24th, this is the FOIL for John P. Menzo Jr. Is this Julie Hahn or is this not Julie Hahn? Who is it? The district attorney's going to look right at that FOIL, refuse. This is why she's corrupt. This is why she's pornography. It's the FOIL right here. Policy method, the boy in his three-piece suit. The exact language from Regina Harper to me is, quote, the prosecutor's not backing down. When this boy doesn't know anything. What's his name? You that are the pornography at the district attorney's office, the public defender's office, know this boy's name. Who is it? Sandra Doorley's going to look right at this FOIL here about who elevated me to the exalted one. His $210,000 salary allowance, Renzi, is right here. She's going to look right at this. Documentation of the case for Mr. Justice Alice Renzi, New York State Supreme Court, was named prosecutor Sandra Doorley, and the district attorney in Monroe County is going to refuse to tell me who it is because she's pornography. That's why. Quote, you're finished and done. It's exact words from Alex Renzi, and it's going to be a public record. Every time I come in here, I try to use the same language. And the same language I'll use again is that's not true. Because all it takes is one of you freaks and psychopaths and sociopaths at the district attorney's office to concoct an arrest warrant lie. You either send it in the mail to me or follow me, put the handcuffs on me. You take me to the corrupt judge where I'm summarily declared guilty, where I have no due process, I have no civil and constitutional rights, and I'm going to languish in jail again, where I'm not told how long I'm going to be in jail. Every time I'm in jail, I'm not told what sentence is. And I'm non-sentenced to jail, which I'm still researching how that happens. I've talked about that previously. Non-sentence means any free cop, like $83,000 Shannon Meyer at the Sheriff's Office, you just decide you're going to be arrested and you're going to be in jail. They can take you in jail, hold you in jail when you're non-sentenced. The reason why I'm non-sentenced is a prosecutor who doesn't talk in court cannot sentence me to jail exercising a First Amendment right. So, exalted one, who is it? This here is attached. In this documentation that will arrive at the district attorney's office, the sheriff's office will send it back to me. But it'll certainly arrive with Alex Renzi and Trinity Ross, New York State Supreme Court, United States Attorney, where it says abuse of power here on this April 1, 2023. It's abuse of power to concoct crimes for me, take me to the corrupt judge, declare me guilty, deposit me in jail, and I don't know how long I'm going to be in jail. You fail to understand what I just said, and you do. So, April 1, mail the names on prosecutor Saucy, address list of all Rochester, New York, detached PDF document, resign. I've been in contact with you 200 times, and you can see my email because I changed the email. ChichesterChris87 at protonmail.com. That's a paid email account. Where I believe that if I have a new email, I can't be blocked because I'm confident I am being blocked. That's why I never use the same email twice. But you're right here, Elizabeth Buckley, because I'm looking at your email, which I believe is the correct email. It says right here, ebuckley@monroecounty.gov. And you're the director of the local courts, which is why I use your name more so than the other employees at the district attorney's office, because I've been forced into a local court that's this nauseating, disgusting, revolting star chamber that's Penfield Court. And you, Elizabeth Buckley, have been in there, and you, Elizabeth Buckley, can continue to send in his citizens in there for this $28,000 bald-headed widow Paul C. Metzler and a $34,000 free James Smiley Jr. just to declare citizens guilty. You could do something about this, Elizabeth Buckley, if you cared about justice and decency and morality. What is my prosecutors, Elizabeth Buckley? So, also on here are the usual freaks and sociopaths and psychopaths, the pornography at the district attorney's office, the Perry Douglas, Mark Monahan, Michelle Crowd, who indicts me when I don't know the grand jury's convened, and Michael Houlihan lies to the grand jury. About me swinging a hammer on my back porch in Penfield, the desperation of these free cops that concoct crimes for me. That's why there were so many charges for me. I'm also being held in contempt of court when I correct John P. Menzo Jr. because he doesn't know what the charge is for me. Tell a man on his tractor next to where I used to live at 26 Sandra from driving Penfield's criminal temp second. The documentation says trespass. And this 7-year-old fossil screams at me the first time I was in there, Christopher Childs has to be charged with trespass. When he doesn't even know what the correct concocted fiction is in the nonsense of Penfield Town Court. So, abuse of power, that's on April 1st. And you refused. It's going to be a year ago. Silence of Monroe County Public Defender Julie Sianka. When I send this to the new president of the Monroe County Legislature, I believe she's the new president. I have to do this from memory. I think her name is Yeshiva Roman. She'll be able to see any other members of the Monroe County Legislature. It's not just the president. Every member of the Monroe County Legislature, Public Defender Julie Sianka and Assistant Public Defender Mark Phillips, is going to get a packet from me where they'll be able to look at this Silence of Monroe County Public Defender Julie Sianka, and then how do you respond to refusing to tell me the names of my prosecutor's silence, which is information you have at the public defender's office. And it's not going to be limited to you, Julie Sianka, there, because based on my research about how an attorney is disciplined or disbarred, that's going to happen at the grievance committee, which I believe is part of the Appellate Division of State Supreme Court. This is why you need to open your mouth, you disgusting, sickening freaks that are $140,000 Julie Sianka and $87,000 Mark Phillips, because I'm contacting disciplinary committees about you. And then when you send your mail back to me, you're just proving why you need to be disciplined or disbarred. And you don't even know what I just said. How am I jail and prosecutor talk court, Mark? How's that happen? Does it matter to you? SUNY Fredonia graduate Mark Phillips? The answer's no. It's the last one I'm going to hold up. Sexual harassment at District Attorney's Office, Sheriff's Office. This specifically precisely is why Sheriff Todd Baxter and District Attorney Sandra Doorley are corrupt. I don't have to be with the EEOC. I don't have to be with any type of regulatory body in Albany, New York, or Washington, D.C. to demand this information about sexual harassment, what's commonly called sexual harassment. And when I contact the House Judiciary Committee and the Senate Judiciary Committee in Washington, D.C., and I've been in hearings of both of those bodies when I worked on Capitol Hill as a House and Senate staffer, I'll say to the Sheriff of Monroe County and District Attorney of Monroe County are refusing to tell me if they're in compliance with Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. But you paradox Mark Monahan, Michelle Crown, Liz Buckley know that about your boss. So, Melvin Anderson, Prosecutor Silence, the House Justice Bell Rochester, New York, read the 6 attached PDF documentation, asking about sexual harassment in the office, resign. This is in the Department of Justice multiple times, both to the Attorney General Merrick Garland and the United States Attorney for the West District of New York, Trini Ross. So there are more documents in here I'm not going to read. Silence at Monroe County Public Defender Julie Sianka, the mind-blowing, insane, and corruption of this hack who exists her entire existence. The public defender is tax dollars. I'm forced into a courtroom that's tax dollars. A taxpayer-subsidized public employee delivers me to jail in total silence. And this hack, Julie Sianka, is refusing every time to tell me who it is. So, I'm going to show you a picture of fanaticism. This is a picture of fanaticism. This Nayrosh shot this 50-year-old freak who lives with his mother. The criminal complaint's been in the office for the Sheriff's Office, the District Attorney's Office, since July 22nd, 2023. This is where I used to live in Penfield. This is my residence. Going to see, that's my residence right there. That's where I live. My girlfriend Morale moved there from Webster. Then our relationship ended and I lived there by myself. When Laura and I moved here in 2012, I began to walk this park lot. This building was not constructed. Right here is the dental practice for Dr. Gloria Nichols. If Dr. Gloria Nichols never moves to dental practice, I'm not in jail one time. Because then I'm not on the radar screen for the sheriff's office and these freaks and sociopaths concoct crimes for me. 4,000 times I walked through this park lot. 2 Wegmans, 2 Gold's Gym, to the YMCA in Penfield. Over and over. Am I New York's 4,000-time criminal? Because there's a warrant for my arrest for walking through this park lot by $83,000 cop freak Shannon Meyer, who I spoke to on the phone for an hour, saying, why are you calling me? People walk through this park lot every day, and this is what she does to concoct criminal time second for me. She tells Steve Desmond of Broccola Tree and Lawn Care to ride his tractor by this residence here where I live and get me to come out of the house. I do, because I already talked to Timothy Murphy, the Monroe County Office of Real Property Tax Service, and he can't confirm nobody owns this land. And these mother and son freaks, Layla Kumar and Nayrosh, I don't have it. So I see the guy come by in his tractor. This is why he's Todd Baxter, the sheriff of Monroe County. This is why I use this word freak and psychopath about you and your employees. He's not cutting grass to stay this old man. Steve Dev's in a Broccoli Tree in lawn care. He's got his phone in his hand here. The man's on his track here that he want me to come out of the house, which I do. I come out here, I stand right here. I say nobody owns the land, walk back on my rents. That's not a crime for these sociopaths. The desperation of this Shannon Meyer concoct a crime for me that's not a crime. An hour later, Meyer runs into my backyard, crash lands on her face. There were 6 of them there for me. When there's real violence in Monroe County, especially on North Clinton Avenue, this is what this free cop is doing. Shannon Meyer, using civilians on me. Perry Duckles, Mark Monahan, Elizabeth Buck, Michelle Crowley, Julie Sianka, Mark Phillips, all attorneys, you all have that JD. Can civilians be used in law enforcement? This is what any documentation that Todd Baxter is sending back to me, this is what I'm asking. District attorney can tell me this too. It's not a crime to tell a man to track nobody was on that walk back in my residence. And Todd Baxter doesn't know this. Because the sheriff of Monroe County does not know what a crime is. So they take me downtown and lock me in this holding cell. I'm one of these lucky guys that has frequent urination. I urinated on myself. So I went from sitting in my residence, enjoying the day. I was working out. Seeing this weed whacking, grass cutting loser come by. I come out outside, say nobody owns that land, walk back in my residence. And then at night, I'm sitting in my own urine, handcuffed inside a holding cell at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office jail. And as I'm sitting there in my own urine, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee came to me. He had a smile on his face, his phone in his hand, and there's a video of me outside, standing right here. And that's how I know my right arm is moving. And the video of me standing outside, freaks and sociopaths that are the pornography of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, is from this camera right here on 2025 Penfield Road for a business called Consumer Insights, where Ellie Roth's the president. And Ellie Roth has sent his mail back to me. It's right there. That's the camera. You can see it. The public defender sent me the images. And you freaks and sociopaths and psychopaths that are pornography at the sheriff's office are calling Lindsay Barron, the Monroe County Office of Mental Health, to my residence because I use this phrase surveillance device. When the surveillance device is right here that I'm pointing at, and the image has been sent to me by the public defender. The pornography of Sheriff Todd Baxter is using a camera on me to concoct the crime for me and then lying about it. He will lie about anything. Sheriff Todd Baxter, this accident of history, his 16-year predecessor was ready to go in that he could not function anymore and do the job because of his age. He was totally incompetent. This accident of history, Todd Baxter, is elected sheriff because he's lucky. That's why. So, the criminal complaints about these sick individuals, including violent fanatic Richard Seidman, perjurer Michael Land. Before I wrote the criminal complaint about Richard Seidman, this is what he did to me at the Penfield Public Library. This is not jail for Richard J. Seidman. And he's not even going to be fired, arrested, charged. Nothing's going to happen to him. He should be in out of state prison for this. This is violence, felony assault. July 15, 2023. Todd Baxter, Sheriff, 130 South Plymouth Avenue, Rochester, New York, 14604. Your violent psychopath employee, 75904 Richard J. Seidman, stalked me into the Penfield Public Library. I stood up at the terminal. Seidman ran at me, slammed his arm to the side of my head. I fell backwards, my head hit the ceramic tile floor. This violence is irrelevant to you. You embrace violence because your fellow psychopath and criminal will not be fired. When I write the criminal complaint, they'll add details of the assault by Seidman. He will not be arrested and prosecuted. Nothing will happen to your taxpayer-subsidized sociopath that must undergo an immediate mental health examination. He will attack other innocent citizens. Did you order Seidman to stalk me into the library and be informed about his disgusting predatory behavior? Did you have no knowledge about his fanaticism and you refused to answer? That's exactly right. He's refusing to answer. When I fell down and my head hit the ceramic tile, that's not the first time I'm attacked by a Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee because I was attacked at the pharmacy and just the Wegmans too. So, criminal complaints that arrived. This is a week later after I wrote that and sent to the Sheriff's Office. Attached to 4 criminal complaints with this language. July 22nd, 2023. Todd Baxter, Sheriff, 130 South Plymouth Avenue, Rochester, New York. Sandra, Doorley, District Attorney, 47 South 2, Rochester, New York. 1. The Richard J. Seidman, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, walked into the Penfield Public Library in Pemberton, New York, ran at Christopher Chichester, slammed his arm at the head of Chichester, causing him to fall backwards, hit his head on the surrounding top floor, 2. Then was shot, Layla Kumar shot 2033 Pemberton, New York, false reporting an incident of Christopher Chichester falling 26 cents from drivers walking through a parking lot next to his residence. Antonio Spano, Fairport, New York, locked the front and back doors of his residence 26 cents from driving Penfield without a court order. Laura Riley Webster, New York, transported the personal belongings of Christopher Chichester 26 cents from drive to a storage locker in Webster, New York, without a court order. These are crimes. Each of you will not be arrested or prosecuted. There is a 1 day in jail for these crimes destroyed by life because you're incapable of identifying the crime, and you get caught crimes for innocent citizens' aid to be petition. And I'm talking about these 4 criminal complaints on rejection for 113-918, 42-cent Perry Douglas, 112-508, 75-cent Mark Monahan, and unconstitutional on Sheriff Todd, Baxter, Attorney Sandra, and Renzi. Call it unconstitutional because I believe it's unconstitutional. Paul C. Metzer can be in Pemberton Court when there's nobody from the district attorney's office present to make an argument I committed a crime. So these 4 individuals are criminals. You'll concoct crimes for me. It's impossible for the prosecutor to exercise a First Amendment right and detail describe a crime for me. And then you will ignore real crimes, including violent crimes. You will ignore perjurers too. Todd Baxter loves perjurers. Todd Baxter loves freaks. So, I'm not just writing this down. Christopher Price, the Monroe branch of the Rochester Public Library, notarizes this for me. Right here. This is my handwriting by Richard J. Siegman. It's me saying he violently attacked me. It's my handwriting here about this mother-son freaks that you unleashed upon me because this parking lot in Pemberton, New York, later Kumar and A-Rod shot. Right here saying that they falsely reporting an incident. It's my handwriting here about 80-year-old psychopath Antonio Spano locking the doors of my residence without a court order, which is a crime. Do you not understand the law in the state of New York? It's me signing my name right here saying Antonio Spano committed this crime. It's a criminal complaint from my ex-girlfriend, Laura Riley, taking everything out into a storage locker in Webster, New York, without my knowledge and without a court order. My dress greens from the 17 Cavalry 101st Airborne Division are gone. My BA from the State University of New York at Stony Brook is gone. All my running shoes are gone. All my bikes are gone. All my clothes are gone. All my St. Christopher medals my mother gave me when I was in elementary school are gone. Every single thing I own is gone because of 2 people, Antonio Spano, Fairport, New York, and Laura Riley of Webster, New York. And this is my signature here on this criminal complaint from my ex-girlfriend I have known since I was 20 years old, obliterating me with this old man right here, saying that she committed this crime. This is the criminal complaint for perjury. For this freak cop, $73,000 Michael Houlihan, hiding on private property with $85,000 Don Benedetto. Perry Douglas, Mark Monahan, Elizabeth Buck, Michelle Crowley, Judy Siaka, Mark Phillips, can the cops in the United States of America, state of New York, hide on private property? Can they walk onto private property? Is that legal? The 73312 Michael C. Houlihan, the Mount County Sheriff's Office, walked onto private property, crossing the residence 26 cents from driving Pemberton, New York. Christopher Chichester, the Houlihan ran at Chichester approximately 1 a.m. with $85,000 Don Benedetto Sheriff's Office. That Chichester ran away from Houlihan and Benedetto, went away the identities. That Chichester grabbed the hammer alongside the residence next to his bike, used to fix the bike's tire. That his Chichester placed his foot on the first of 3 steps of the back porch. Houlihan grabbed his arm. The hammer in Chichester's hand is forced upward. Chichester ran across his back porch through a sliding glass door. And as Chichester never stopped running, it is impossible to swing the hammer at 73312 Michael Houlihan. What's not to understand? I ran the whole time. This is on the body camera footage played for me by Greenie Gina Harper at the public defender. He's in desperation to concoct this for me because he is probably thinking, we're here right now, and this citizen knows we're here, so we have to come up with a lie about why we're here, about what he did. I cannot swing a hammer at Michael Houlihan when I ran away the whole time in 30 seconds at midnight. And as far as the bullshit of why don't you just stop, this is the insane existence of Todd Baxter. He doesn't care about how I ran away the whole time. There was no crime committed. It's going to be, well, why don't you stop? And these are duly elected law enforcement officials. They're telling you to stop. All I hear is screaming. I've talked about this repeatedly. I don't give a shit about stopping. I'm running. And that's not a crime. And I'm right next to my residence. And what are they doing on private property? Do you understand what I'm saying? Freaks and sociopaths at the district attorney's office. Do you understand the pornography of what I'm talking about? That's Todd Baxter in Monroe County. 2 speeding tickets where I worked in Albany, New York, and Washington, D.C. before I'm 50, and I moved to Monroe County. Both dismissed in court. I went to little court in Washington, D.C. was dismissed. I went to court at Albany City Hall in front of the New York State Capitol, dismissed in court. 2 speeding tickets dismissed in court before I'm 50. After I'm 50, I'm in jail 6 times. These you freaks and sociopaths and psychopaths and fanatics are concocting crimes for me at the sheriff's office. And you freaks and sociopaths and psychopaths and fanatics at the district attorney's office are standing there in idiot silence and allowing the corrupt judge to declare me guilty. So, here he is right here, Todd Baxter, refusing his mail. Ridiculous. I shake my head like that. The insane corruption of him. Here he is again on a different day. Envelope after envelope. We're going to take pictures of this when I send this to the United States Department of Justice. I have not sent pictures of these envelopes to the Department of Justice, the United States Attorney yet, but I will. So, Layla Kumar and A-Rod Shah wrote the criminal complaint for, believe that the sheriff's office should come to my residence to demand my dog. I've talked about this repeatedly with my little guy. People love their dogs with their heart and souls. People give everything to their dogs because your dog brings joy to your life. There are, I believe, 60 million dog owners in the United States of America. 60 million dog owners understand the joy your dog brings to you. Your dog gives you unconditional love, which your friends and family members don't give you. And there are justified reasons why you don't get that unconditional love. Your dog will always love you no matter what. That's why your dog jumps in your bed. That's why your dog comes over to you when you're sitting down and puts his head on your lap. This is why your dog licks your face. Your dog loves you 24/7. And Layla Kumar and A-Rod Shah calling the sheriff's office to come and seize my dog. They come to my residence. 4,000 times I've walked my dog, just like the 4,000 times I've walked through that parking lot. Because I walk through the park every day and I walk my dog every day. There's this vicious confrontation at my front door with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and me, where I say to them and Penfield Animal Control, you have to kill me to take my little guy from me, which any dog owner would say. So, here it is right here, Sandra Doorley. This is why she's corrupt. She who does not know she's corrupt. I believe if Attorney General Merrick Garland, hypothetically, this wouldn't happen, but hypothetically, got on the phone and told her she's corrupt and said, this citizen has been in court where your prosecutors have sent him to jail and you're not disclosing the names to him, and this is why you're corrupt, District Attorney Sandra Doorley. If this individual right here, Merrick Garland, who is right here, if this individual Merrick Garland, who I've sent documentation to, said to this individual right here, Sandra Doorley, you're corrupt because his prosecutors assigned to send him to jail and you refuse to tell him why. Tell him the names of these prosecutors. She would not. She doesn't exist in her mind. And a reason this is the reality for Sandra Doorley is her health is in radical decline. That's why. Conviction Integrity Unit, what a joke. Here she is again. This is on January 18, 2024, refused. Here she is again. This is on January 17, 2024. She refused. Here she is again. Who's A. Mormon? Excuse me, that's Alex Renzi. A. Mormon on January 19th. Alex Renzi with A. Mormon here signing could tell me the names of my prosecutors. Because he could just send me the documentation. Well, I can look at that. And here he is, the Exalted One again. When the Exalted One is $210,000 salary, gets my envelopes and looks at my name, you know what he's thinking? It's obvious. I want to send him to jail. Because Alex Renzi knows that you freaks and psychopaths at the sheriff's office can just present me in front of him and he can just declare me guilty of anything concocted at the district attorney's office. So, Alex Renzi, again here, when he got this on this January 17th, it's exactly what I want to send to jail. Because he's not there in his mind, Alex Renzi. Who's in there with 25% of the vote, a joke. Here he is again, Trinity Ross on the 19th. I sent this photograph to Trinity Ross. I have not contacted her directly. But in the documentation, she should be able to read that there's a warrant for my arrest for $83,000 cop freak Shannon Meyer for this parking lot I've walked through in Penfield, New York 4,000 times. And the United States Attorney be able to see the high resolution color photo, which is not, it's the black and white photo, but it's Business Consumer Insights, which you'll be able to see this camera here. And Todd Baxter is refusing to answer if this is taxpayer dollars or if it's private technology on it. All this documentation I have here and all these photographs I'm going to send to every single name I mentioned on here in the next week. You're all going to get what I'm sending to you. Registered mail return receipt or FedEx or any number of ways I could contact you freaks and psychopaths that are pornography. How many times is the freedom of information law? I lived on a sublease in law thanks to the transit center for 4 months. I think there could be 1,000 freedom of information law documents right here. I put them on his couch again. 1,000 right here. 1,000 times. Sheriff Todd Baxter and District Attorney Sandra Doorley have refused to comply with the freedom of information law because Sheriff Todd Baxter and District Attorney Sandra Doorley are pornography. My name is Christopher Chichester. I live in Rochester, New York. I've been an innocent man my whole life.